In Korean, this translates to fire meat. Thin strips of beets, tenderized and loaded with flavor. You will find many uses for bulgogi, according to our food guest and food friend, Neal, our birthday girl. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm somewhat initially always a little intimidated about dishes that I can barely pronounce. So tell us why we should love and try bulgogi.
Well, the flavor is so delicious. Like, you can't stop picking at it. Like, it's really delicious, and it's so versatile. I mean, once you learn how to make it, which is so easy, then you can apply it to all these meals. It's just such a quick, like, midweek meal or something fancier for, you know, a dinner party.
It'll carry over, leftovers
absolutely.
apply?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay, you say part of the secret is in the marinade.
Yes, that is all in the secret. And this little guy here is kind of the secret of the secret.
What is
It's
this?
an Asian pear. People call it like a pear apple. It's like, has the texture almost of an apple.
Right.
So I'm gonna grate that while you start putting all this lovely stuff in here.
Like what?
Because you do need to grate
garlic?
this. I'm gonna do the big grater. Yes, lots of garlic. That's half a bowl of garlic.
Soy sauce.
Soy, 4 tablespoons of soy.
Look at you off the top of your head. I'm testing the birthday girl. Brown sugar.
4 tablespoons of brown sugar.
What's this?
That is ginger.
Ginger.
And just like a thumb, you know, size knob of ginger that's been grated.
What is this?
Gochujang. Doesn't that sound fun?
Like
oh my gosh, it is
my
like my new favorite condiment. It is so delicious. It's a sweet and spicy chili sauce from Korea. 4 tablespoons of that.
Okay.
And you just don't even have to measure it. Just like, you know, about 4 tablespoons.
Do it Sue's way. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then this is really important. This is roasted sesame oil. You got to get the good kind. I hate saying that because I'm not super picky, but with sesame oil, there is really a good kind and a bad kind. So 4 tablespoons of that, and that you might want to measure. Yeah. Okay, look at the lovely mess that we just made. So normally I grate this a little bit finer, but for speed's sake, I just went with a coarser. So this is 1 Asian pear.
And what does the pear add? A sweetness?
Yeah, it marinates because it's acidic and it's sweet. So this is very much a sweet, like a lot of Asian things, kind of sweet and spicy. The gochujang is spicy.
Yeah. My husband would
did
die
I forget
if this was
anything?
dinner.
Oh yes. And then the onions got to go in there.
Are you a marinade overnight girl?
Yes. With this, I would highly recommend marinating this overnight because it's beef. Now, this is the next important thing here. This is a chuck roast. Now, traditionally, bulgogi is made with better cuts, more expensive cuts, but I find this really works well. You do have to talk to your, look how thin that is. Can you see how thin that is? You do have to talk to your butcher the night before. Just call him up and say, because he's going to have to freeze it. And then slice it. That is to get it that thin. So then we're just going to start, and I just start layering this in with the marinade.
And then overnight. How do we cook this up?
And then let me just throw a few more pieces in there. That's actually 2 pieces, but let's get that in there. And you kind of want to break it up and mix it gently because otherwise it won't get to all the surface.
Cut up the meat?
No, just like separate the slices. Sorry, yes. So then let's move over. This is what I have that has been marinating. You can see it's kind of changed in color.
It's so thin.
Let's get my oil.
It's so very darn thin.
Yes, it's really thin. And that's what makes here. While I'm cooking, you taste.
I hoped you'd ask. Baby was just saying, please, Sue.
It kind of does require, see how I'm kind of lifting this up?
Oh, that's so good.
And I'm just kind of placing, Asians just know how to get a lot of flavor.
That's so good. That is so flavorful.
I do recommend using like a really good cast iron pan. See how it's starting to break apart? So as you marinate it, it's starting to kind of break down a little bit, which makes it
less expensive meat didn't matter at all.
Didn't at all. And there's fat in there as well, which makes it even better. And you just kind of lay it out. You kind of have to spread it and lay it. You don't want to overcrowd the pan because all that marinade, see how that's starting to bubble up? It can steam the meat.
And
we don't want to do that.
Through. A minute left. Tell us how you've prepped and served it.
So once that's done, it can go in the fridge. You can reheat it in the microwave. You can freeze it. All sorts of options.
This is delicious.
Thank you.
Delicious.
Thanks. So this is a Vietnamese sandwich called a banh mi. They usually use pork, and I use the meat, and it's delicious. It's got pickled cucumbers and carrots and daikon radish on a toasted baguette. What's wrong? what could be possibly wrong with that?
There is nothing.
Little lettuce wraps. How cute would that be for a party? Little appetizer.
In a bowl.
This is just an Asian salad that I made, topped with bulgogi, and then that bottom is another fun word for you, bibimbap. Bibimbap is a Korean rice bowl, and it is amazing. Like when I first bit into that, it's like you get into that yolk and you mix it with everything. It's so good. And don't forget the gochujang, because that makes everything better.
And I was going to ask, you get that at an Asian food store?
Actually, I got that at Harmon's.
Okay.
You can get it just about anywhere.
Listen, we love you, and we love how you push us a little bit in the kitchen. This is still so doable.
It's
so many
totally
ways to
doable,
enjoy it, family-friendly ways. So thank you. Next year on your birthday, I'll cook for you. How about that?
I would love that,
it's on record. I'll start practicing now.
Yes.
Sue has graciously shared this recipe with us on our website. You'll also find there a link to your card class, which is coming up.
Because cards are not just for women. We have men in our lives. So this is a man cards class, man cards 3. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, and we're actually linking people to your Facebook, I understand, where signups are kind of
that's a little bit easier.
Okay, Sue's card classes are always creatively inspiring, just like her cooking, so be sure and check that out. Her Facebook page is what? Sue, do you have a Facebook? Is it just Sue Neal on Facebook?
Q's Creative Cards.
Q's Creative Cards is what you're searching there on the Facebook dial. Thanks again.